and making sure that we can keep the whole week running. So thank you guys very much for that.
All right, we're ready. Okay. All right. So, how's it going?
Pretty good.
We have Inez here with us at the Bricktown Showdown 3 here in Dubuque. We were just discussing she's getting ready for the Arnold and the UK Arnold, so she's getting ready for 2 competitions at one time. How you feeling about that?
My body feels awful.
Wrecked, yeah,
Wrecked.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm very excited to do both Arnolds. I'm very honored to be invited to both Arnolds.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a big competition, and
huge deal.
It's the strongest women in the world coming together, and I think it's going to be a really good competition.
Yes, it is. And so, what are the time frames of those 2 competitions? Like, what are the dates? Are they back to back, kind of,
They're 2
or
weeks apart?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, exactly 2 weeks.
Okay, so in between those 2 weeks, like, what will you do? What is your strategy? Do you continue to train and just get blood flow, or will you kind of just like take time off?
It probably just depends on how the Arnold goes and how my body feels. Probably
Okay.
like a week of cardio and like just relaxing a little bit, because then I fly out almost a few days before. So
yeah, so then you can get there and get acclimated to
the time change and everything.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then you said 10 events.
10 events, yes.
And what are the events even similar at all?
There's like a timber frame carry, and then we got a frame carry.
Okay.
One. But everything else, we have circus dumbbell in 2 events. So it's like a little carryover, but most of it's like we have circus dumbbell and then log in the next show. So it's like
they're pretty separate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So not exactly helpful.
Not the best.
Yeah. So you're trying to train pretty much everything.
Yeah, and I'm training for a max deadlift and a deadlift for reps. So it's very different.
Very different. Complete opposites.
Complete.
Oh man, that's insane. So, okay, so what is your strategy? How are you keeping your body ready to go and in good shape? Like, what are you doing just to be top-notch, ready for these competitions?
Just trying to get as much sleep as possible and eating the good things and not binging ice cream all night.
Yeah, no,
what
for
I
sure.
want to do, but versus what I need to do.
And that's the hardest part, right?
Oh yeah, just doing the right things.
Yeah.
And just following my training. Like sometimes I don't want to train, but I got to make sure I go in and get the work done.
Yeah. And do you find for your nutrition that when you do follow your nutrition like how you should, that it does help? You do see the payoff of it?
Yes, completely. Like I have more energy. I'm able to focus better. I'm not like starving throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm doing everything I need to before my training. Yeah.
Yes. And then you see it probably with your training too, because you're able to just go harder and go longer, and you're not as fatigued probably as quickly. Yeah. I think that's such a smart move, and it's so small, but it's so big that so many athletes could take away from just that little piece of advice, kind of, just your nutrition is so big.
It's so important.
It really is.
Yeah, especially for open athletes, because I feel like we hear, oh, you're just an open athlete, you get to eat whatever you want. And it's like, no,
you don't.
Opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to stay this big while eating like chicken and rice. Like, that's very hard to do.
Yes, because you're trying to maintain your strength, and even though you're an open athlete, it's not like you're trying to gain. You're trying to gain muscle, not just gain in general.
You just have the luxury of not having a water cut.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, that is the only benefit. So exactly. I remember when I was like trying to do water cuts, and then finally I was just like, I'm going to open class because I'm over this. It's not worth it. But you still don't get to eat whatever you want. It still helps you to eat a proper nutrition plan.
Correct, yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. But, yeah. So then earlier we were also talking about your schedule. So you also have a son, as you said, 7 years old.
Yep, Lamar.
So you're doing that on top of having a regular 9-to-5 job and training for 2 competitions.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't have a lot of time for myself.
No, you don't. No. That's crazy. So how do you juggle all of it? How do you manage it? Because I feel like a lot of athletes or a lot of people get the impression that you can't have a 9-to-5 job or you can't have kids or a family and still be an elite athlete. So what kind of advice or what would you give on that?
You just have to find your priorities, and if strongman or strongwoman is a priority to you, you're going to make time for it. Like, I don't go out on the weekends. I don't party. I don't, do all the fun stuff, drink,
Yeah, instead you're training or spending time with your family.
Exactly, and that's the time that I have to, like on weekends I do my event days.
Yeah.
So, I have extra time to be able to train correctly and be safe and,
You're not rushing it.
Exactly, and then I have the rest of the day with my son, and it's really nice.
Yeah, no, I think that's key right there, and just prioritizing those things. And again, it's not always fun, but, when you're prepping, that's when you do it. But then, when you're not in prep, maybe you can be a little bit more relaxed about it,
I haven't been out of prep.
I know.
I feel like I've been in prep for the last 3 years.
Yes. Okay. That was another topic that I wanted to bring up with you, because so you started competing in Strongman
2020.
2020. Okay. That's what I was thinking. But you were a powerlifter prior to that, correct?
Correct.
So when did you start your overall just strength career?
Probably January of 2018.
Okay. All right. So you've been competing in general, training for 5 years?
About 5 to 6 years.
Girl, you've come a long way in 5 years. That's huge.
I say when you make something a priority, it becomes, your life, and I think that
It does.
I lost 100 pounds.
Yes.
I had a huge weight loss journey, learning how, I had an eating disorder. I used to binge eat pretty bad, and starting strength sports, I was able to learn to control that, and, get better at the sport that I was in.
Do you think that helped you, because then you had kind of a plan for your eating, for your nutrition, and then it helped so that maybe you didn't binge, or it helped guide you maybe?
Yeah, I hired a nutritionist that really helped my binge eating, and but I didn't hire her till I was in Strongman. When I was a powerlifter, I was still 300 plus pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but
you still had monster numbers as a powerlifter.
I totaled 1450.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I quit the next day and started Strongman.
You're like, okay, I'm over this. I'm gonna move on.
I was so bored.
Yeah. Oh, that's what So my husband's a powerlifter, and I was like, there's no way I could ever do that. I'm a strongman, true and true.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I will never go back. Everyone asks me if I'm going to come back, make a comeback, and I'm like, no.
No, there's no reason to.
You.
Yeah. No, not at all. No. Okay, so what's on the docket for the rest of 2024? What else is for competitions? What are you thinking?
Probably ASW. And most likely official Strongman games.
Okay.
If Giants Live puts on a show, maybe a Giants Live show, but we don't know what Giants Live is putting up their sleeves,
Okay,
so.
Yeah, they kind of keep their stuff top secret until right beforehand.
Yeah, and there's no World's Strongest Nation this year, so I'm wondering if they're going to add a women's show to maybe Vegas.
That'd be exciting.
That'd be very exciting.
That'd be super exciting, right?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Okay. No, so that's very fun and exciting. What piece of advice would you give to up and coming strength athletes or strong women, men out there?
Make things a priority. I keep saying it, but if you don't make this a priority, you're not going to be up and coming. You're just if you're a hobbyist, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you want to make a career out of this, or you want to, go far in the sport, make worlds, official strongman games, all that stuff, you have to get rid of stuff in your life that is the fluff. And it sucks at the first because you're not used to it. But once you get rid of that stuff, you realize that you have a lot of potential, and there's other things that you could be doing with your time. and strongman, strongwoman. Is that what I do at that time?
Yeah, no, I would totally agree, and I think that's such a huge piece of advice, like prioritizing and just making sure if that's your goal, you can absolutely do it, but you have to kind of sacrifice and prioritize in your life.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, just multiple things you were just kind of talking about, like that you have to sacrifice your time, you're sacrificing nutrition, you're sacrificing, yeah.
Sport's not cheap.
No, not at all.
Very lucky for my sponsors, but it's still not cheap.
Yeah, and okay, and so let's, who are you sponsored by?
Cerber Strength.
Yes.
Is my main sponsor.
Amazing company.
Great company, great equipment, just really great people that run it. So very happy that I'm a part of that.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I'm also affiliated with Aria Athleisure.
Okay.
They're an up and coming athleisure company.
Okay.
So hit them up if you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sport bras and stuff like that.
Heck yeah, girls, go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never have too much of that stuff, right?
No, especially when you go through it, like with tacky and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, and just there's always different styles and colors and different, sayings and all that other stuff, so you can never have enough.
Never have enough.
I mean, we live in that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, okay, and I think my last question was, what other hobbies do you have outside of Strongman?
I paint.
You paint?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to school. Got my bachelor's in psychology and arts.
All right.
So I paint.
That's fun.
I do fundraisers and stuff with my paintings. So I raise money.
That's super smart.
Yeah, I raise money for if I'm going to a competition and I know I need an Airbnb, I'll start selling my paintings. I've done fundraisers where I donated money to different charities and stuff.
That's amazing.
Just to get my art out there too, I think it's fun.
Yeah, and that has to be sort of a stress reliever for you in a way, because
sometimes when it's going my way, it's not.
Yeah, but yeah, I could see where sometimes it's not always beneficial. But doing this many comps, I feel like you also need something that's completely different. You know,
yeah, completely.
They always say you need something artistic, something physical, and then something to with your mind. And I feel like the creativity and artistic, that definitely feeds that, so that way when you're physical, you're just exhausted, you can go do that instead.
Yeah, it's mentally nice and peaceful.
Yeah.
This sport's not peaceful.
No, I mean it can be, but not always. So yeah, you have to take kind of your ebbs and flows with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So thanks, and have a safe drive home in these Arctic temps.
Nice and warm in the car. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah. Good luck this year, and we can't wait to see how everything goes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. We got
so
through it.
bad.
new hardware in the hip, so
I saw that. All right, we are here with Travis Ortmeyer at the
you said my name right the first try, man.
Ooh,
I love it. Nice, nicely done.
I butchered Inez, so I had to get somebody's right today. So we are here at Bricktown Showdown 3 here in Dubuque, Iowa, and Travis was a guest judge for us today, and we appreciate that. Thank you for coming.
Oh man, pleasure to be here. I absolutely love doing this. Love it. This is the time of my life, coming out, watching amateurs do their thing, watching new guys, watching some experienced guys, getting to give the tips that I get to give. I get to scream. My voice is a total wreck right now, because I love yelling, I love screaming, I love being behind the guys.
I think the athletes love it just as much as you. You know,
that's a good thing.
You could
they're
tell.
Getting it.
Well, you could tell. You know, some of the guys on their second attempts, there were some things happening, a little bit of technique issues, and you were right there to encourage them and help them. And I think that they loved that. I think that was amazing, and that is something that they will remember. That Travis Ortmeyer was there to give them these techniques to then a lot of them came back on their third attempts and they got it.
Yeah, so, that's fun to see. I freaking love that. I love that more than anything.
The whole crowd is yelling, you know, we're over here and we're like, you know, slamming on the table and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's what gets everybody going. So I think it's just fantastic that you're here and that, you know, you're able to come support the amateurs, because this is what's growing in the sport right now, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, you touched on something that it's near and dear and very special to me when when I can have an impact on somebody's performance. You know, because as a coaching perspective,
yes,
if I can help somebody who's just messed something up, they're down, they don't think they have a chance in hell at it, and then you just give them one little tweak or a couple little things.
Yep.
We say, breathe at this time, feet are here, do this at this time, push at this angle, and then when they freaking listen, you got to put all the pieces together. You know, I give you the best advice in the world, but if you don't listen,
you still have to
it doesn't do any good. But when they do it and then they nail it, my God, that is the best. That is the second best feeling in the world. The best feeling in the world that I can imagine would be standing on the podium at World's Strongest Man. I haven't gotten that one yet, but I can imagine that this is pretty damn close to that. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're absolutely correct, though. And you know, it's the same thing. My coach tells me the same stuff. You know, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. You know, it's that same type of scenario. So. No, I think the athletes were eating it up today, having you and Inez here and just having those little tips and tricks given to them, because it is the small things, right? Breathe here, don't take your breath here. You know, it's just those fine tuning that they may or may not get somewhere else. So it's important and it's key to get that from some of our pros.
I still remember the first time that I butted in on somebody's technique at a contest, in a competition. It was a 15-year-old kid. He was going for a world record deadlift attempt.
Okay.
He's psyched up. I watched him. It was his second attempt. He got all psyched up, and then he went to pull, and he got it to his knees, and then lost it.
Oh.
His grip was fine. His strength off the floor was fine. Everything was fine, but I noticed he took an extra breath right at the bottom of the lift. And I said, you didn't do that on your first one. He did the exact thing that I told him to do on the third attempt, and he smoked that world record. And I thought, holy shit, I'm good at this. This is something I think I could do.
Here. Yeah.
Exactly. I think I got a chance at doing something here.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the beginning of I guess feeling like I had a place in the coaching world of strength sports. That was the opening of the door.
So prior to you being an athlete, you didn't think that you were capable of coaching? Is that kind of what?
I don't know if it ever really crossed my mind to do it. At that point, I was full on, I'm the athlete and I just need to be the athlete.
Yeah.
So I was fully focused on that. But one of the things that I realized is when I'm helping others, I learn best through teaching.
Okay.
So and I noticed I've always done this, even as a kid. You know, yeah, I don't know something fully, but if I'm part of a study group, I try to lead the study group, and then it kind of makes you learn the material faster.
It's gonna force
because
that,
you
yeah.
can't look like the asshole teaching everybody wrong. So you have to really get it right quick the first time.
Yeah.
And so by teaching other people how to do all these events and how to do these things, it improved my game, because now it's not just me that's relying upon what I'm noticing. I have all these people that I'm responsible for, so I really can't screw up.
Yeah, now you have to do this.
That's exactly it, yeah.
No, that's such a great way to put it, though, too, because you want to make sure that you're not teaching somebody, you know, incorrect form or incorrect technique. So you're going to do your research, and you're going to make sure that you know these things, or you've tested it out yourself.
Yes.
Because you're not going to just willy-nilly hand that out to somebody and be like, yeah, go give it a try. Hope it works. Good luck.
This is something I tell every single one of my new clients. And it never really brings any of them any comfort after they think it over for a minute. So I tell everybody, I said, look, I will never push you any harder than I've pushed myself. And they're like, oh, that's nice to know. You know, he's not going to expect more out of me than he'd expect out of himself. And then they look back through my career and the things that I've done to myself, and they go, wait a second.
Hold on.
Wait a second.
Whoa. They're like, now the bar is set. So
Yeah. I don't know if I want to be pushed as hard as you've pushed yourself. Like, wait. No.
Now some limits are going to be pushed. Now the bar, yeah. It's going to force that to go. No, but that's also what's going to make them better, though, right?
Well,
and
absolutely.
That's why they're hiring you as a coach.
Well, then I expect the best out of every one of my athletes. I expect their best. Mm-hmm. I don't expect more than they're capable of. I don't expect every athlete that I take on. I don't think you are either a world's strongest man caliber, or, you know, with my fitness clients, you are either losing 10 pounds a month or whatever. It's whatever your best is.
Yeah.
I want your 100%.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't ask for more than that. I want you to give me your honest 100%. And if that's only, you know, for the fitness clients, if that's losing 2 pounds of fat every month, that's progress.
That's great.
Measurable freaking progress.
Yes.
If it's 1 pound of fat a month, but we're making progress and you're feeling better and you're getting just a little bit stronger, or even if the weight's the same, but you're doing it with better technique.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to measure these things. And that's the beauty of being a coach, is I get to see all of those things. I get to see the progress in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's taught me to measure my own progress in different ways. Like, I don't just measure my own progress in, did I add 5 pounds this week? It's, did it move a half a second faster? Did it move with just a little bit less effort?
Yeah.
Did it move? Did I do it for, 2 reps? Did it, whatever it was. I now measure my own success in different ways because of what I've learned teaching all of my athletes.
I think that's such a great point, though, to really exaggerate right now, because so many athletes think that if you're not adding weight, then you're not being successful. Because you see so many athletes, and they look at pros and they're like, they can lift so much weight and they can do so much, and you're like, I can't do that.
Yep.
You're like, but wait a minute, did you just lift that faster? Or did you just do this or that? And so I think that's huge to just really emphasize that it's not always about how much weight that you're adding to the bar. There are other ways to measure your success.
And it's you kind of touched on something that's so important for people to learn, and they usually don't learn it until it's too late and they've injured themselves. They start looking at those other athletes and they think, I should be here. I should be able to do, this guy can do whatever, I should be able to do that. And they stop doing what they can do and basing their progress off of what they are capable of. And they base their progress off of what they think they should be capable of. And I am very guilty of this.
I think we all are,
very. Every time I have injured myself and I've got I've got chunks of muscle torn out of pretty much every part of my body because I have always thought I should be stronger, and I'm going to force myself to do this no matter what.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I was younger, I got away with it a lot.
You could recover quicker. You could probably do,
exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just went on full berserker energy, and I'd fire myself up, and then I would beat my head against that freaking brick wall until the wall came crumbling down. Well, that wall doesn't quite collapse the way it used to. My head kind of gives away first.
You're like,
And so the injuries start to pile up, and it's like, okay, maybe I should go around the wall rather than through the wall. And let's be a little smarter about this, Travis.
Yeah, so you bring up another good point. So we were, just getting started, and so you just had hip surgery, correct? Yeah. You're just like 2 weeks post surgery?
Oh, yeah, 1 week.
1 week, okay.
Yeah, one week.
And so what was the initial cause for the requirement for the surgery? Did you get injured?
So I remember when I was about 21 years old. First off, I have very flat feet.
Okay.
And my left foot was always a little bit flatter than my right.
Okay.
And every now and then I would take a step with my left leg and I would get this really sharp pinch in my hip joint. And I'd kind of like walk it off. It was just a once-off thing. And I was like, God, that's probably going to suck in about 20 years.
It's probably not going to be a great feeling.
And then here I am 20 years later, and well, shit, I was right, because now I need a hip replacement. So I should have done something more about that issue. It's just 20 years ago, we didn't have 50,000 Instagram experts that give you so much free information that you could do at home and fix yourself.
Yeah.
It was all trial and error with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have physio balls. I didn't have rollers. I didn't have massage guns. I had to buy my original bands, like my jump stretch, bands that you add to the bar for speed work, from Louis Simmons himself.
Oh my gosh.
Because nobody else in America sold them. So that's the way it was when I was trying to figure this shit out. But now,
that's amazing and crazy, though. Can I just say? That's amazing and crazy.
Well, what's kind of funny is I kind of got in an argument with his wife, and I feel really bad because I told her, I was like, "Hey, these aren't the same length." And she says, "Well, they should be. Louis says they should be the same length." And I said, "Well, I have so much respect for Louis, but ma'am, they're not the same freaking length. Please, I need to send these back. I want y'all to fix this." And to her credit, she did. I got some new bands.
Awesome.
It matched, they worked. So shout out to Louis' wife. She's a great woman. They got it handled. I'm still a fan of West Side, always been a fan of West Side.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of us train that way, so yes.
But we just didn't have the knowledge back then that we do now, as far as the preventative knowledge.
Yeah.
Of, I probably could have just done more direct glute strengthening and direct hamstring strengthening and direct foot strengthening the arch, strengthening the big toe, learning how to modify my gait in a way that rebuilt my natural foundation.
To then prevent.
And then I wouldn't have worn away the cartilage the way that I did. So because it was hitting, and it was hitting hard with 1,000 pounds on my back or an 1,100-pound yoke on my back. Yeah. That wears the cartilage away really quick, and the bone spurs started to grow, which then ground the cartilage down to nothing.
Yeah,
and
not something.
Yeah, once the bone spurs start to grow, you can get them shaved off. I thought about this. This is something I talked with my surgeon about. You can shave it down. You can have it all perfectly resurfaced.
Okay.
But if you aren't fixing what caused the bone spurs in the first place, which would be the incorrect gait, the collapsed arch,
it's just gonna.
They grow right back.
Yeah.
So it was pointless for me to try to go that route. And I thought, I don't have 5 years to try and figure this out. Let's just get it done. So chop the damn hip off, put my bionic piece in, let's freaking go.
Okay, so that's where we're going.
And that's where I'm at now.
Okay, so how is rehab? How's it been going so far? I've seen you're doing a little conditioning, like minor.
I've been doing stuff on a bike. I've been doing some like mobility type things.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose my mobility. I wanted to make sure I didn't lose range of motion.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have been blessed with is a very resilient and pliable body. Flexible. I am probably the most flexible strongman you'll ever meet. And I take pride in that. I think it's part of the reason why I've bounced back from all the injuries that I've had, is because my range of motion is already almost where it should be compared to my other side. Like, my internal rotation is really good. I haven't pushed my external rotation because I'm not supposed to yet. I got to wait for the joint capsule to seal back up before I do that. But as far as like picking my leg up, as far as twisting, everything I'm allowed to do, I'm already in the 100th percentile. I'm already
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So I bounced back from surgeries really, really well.
Well, that's awesome. And so, I mean, truly, that's amazing though, because so many times, you know, people would think, oh my gosh, I'm getting some sort of surgery, I'm never going to come back from it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And here you are a week out and you're like, I'm already this far. I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
It's just a bump in the road.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna go deadlift, you know? Maybe not that far, but
I cannot wait. You have no idea. I want deadlifts and I want stones. I've been wanting to do them now for months. I can't freaking wait.
Are those your favorite events? Because that was going to be another question.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the stones that they had out there today, I kept like bending down and getting my hands around them. I wanted to pull it off the ground so freaking bad.
And they're like, no.
But I'm going to be smart. I'm literally a week out. Let's not be silly about this. Yep. But the fact I could get all the way down to where I could get my hands underneath the stones, that says enough in itself, because I couldn't do that a few weeks ago before the hip replacement.
Okay.
The hip itself, it was so busted up that I couldn't get down to get my arms around a stone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you're even more flexible than you were prior to surgery.
Correct, yeah.
That's crazy.
For the latter, the last couple of years anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. So
that's crazy.
I've got good surgeons. I've got a good team in my corner. And I've got the most important thing, like you were just saying, belief.
Yes.
Belief. You say a lot of people get that, they get it in their head, oh my God, I got surgery and I'm never going to be the same.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, oh my God, I've got surgery. I'm never going to be the same. Hell yes.
This is my chance, my opportunity.
I now have something better and stronger, and this is going to be an advantage.
Yeah.
This is the way I view this. This is the predecessor to the artificial joints that are going to increase the torque that a human can produce.
Absolutely.
So this is the precursor to the hydraulics that are going to go into the human body and increase what we can do.
You're just getting the preface to what the rest of us are potentially going to need in the future.
Exactly. So y'all can just wait, pal.
Absolutely. Now we know what to do. Now we know.
I'll take full credit for that, sure.
Can't wait. So then, with your quick recovery, what do you think 2024 has in store for you? Do you foresee any comps in the future?
In a perfect world, I will do a smaller comp later this summer.
Later this summer?
I want to do a contest this summer.
Okay.
If I can't, that's okay. I'm going to train for a competition, even if it's a mock competition that I have to do at my own gym.
Yeah, why not?
Sometime by my birthday. My birthday is August 9th, so I'm going to,
Perfect.
That gives me, what is it now? Right at 8 months, just under 8 months.
Yeah.
To heal, rebuild, and then
train.
Be strong enough to do it. The only thing that I'm really worried about is muscle grows back so much faster than everything else. I want to make sure that my tendons are strong as well, so I'm going to have to inch it along. I'll let my muscles come back, and then I'll purposely throttle back, and then let my, a couple weeks, let the tendons kind of catch up a little, and then I'll inch it along like that.
Make sure you're not going to re-injure something or injure something else potentially.
Or injure something else, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've done that too many times.
Yeah.
I've had too many comebacks, where I've been focused on nothing but coming back as fast as I could, and then something else goes. And it's like, God dang it, I gotta go through this whole freaking process all over again.
Yeah,
so,
which is not.
Yeah, I'm 42, and I'm finally figuring out some of these. I've been doing this for 30 years. Well, for weightlifting for 31 years. Strongman for 22 years. I'm finally figuring a couple things out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're making some really good decisions.
Yeah, you know, I'm a quick study. I'm a quick study.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Well, I think the biggest thing is I have to lead by example. I have so many athletes that now follow my lead.
Yes.
That when I do crazy, stupid shit, they think it's okay to do crazy, stupid shit.
You're 100% right.
Oh, yeah, I can't. It's so much easier for me to look at my athlete and say, no, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Rather than me look at myself and say, no, don't do that, because I have every argument and counter argument in my brain. Yep. I can argue and
I'm sure you can go both ways, right?
Exactly. I can make any point I want. But when my athlete tries it, well, I've already done all of that in my head, so they have no chance at their argument. Right.
And especially at the level that you're competing at too, you're like, I've already gone through this a million times and weighed the pros and cons, and, you know, which is the same stakes for your athlete too, but you're like, is it really worth it? You know, because then you're thinking about family and time away from jobs, or, you know, just finances and other things. You know, that affects your whole life.
Absolutely.
And is it worth it, you know? So,
you know, I just had this conversation with one of my athletes. It's a charity deadlift event that he wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
And he said, I want to pull a new, you know, raw record, no belt, no straps, no nothing. I want to do a new record, personal record. And I said,
cool.
I like the idea. I love where your heart is. We just got over a little strain in the knee.
Oh.
Let's not do that, because I asked him the question, are they paying you? And I said, you need to start thinking like a professional athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they paying you? If the answer is no, then the risk is not worth the reward. Because the reward is, hey, thanks for showing up. And I have done that so many times where I've gone to a contest or some charity event and I've gone way too hard. And then, of course, you get cheers from the crowd, which is awesome.
It amps you up, it gets you going.
And then you get fired up. Yep. You have a great lift. And then the promoter says, thank you. But then you go home and you're crippled because you just put way more effort than you should have done into that.
A charity
and now you're 3 months behind on your training. Maybe you tweaked your hamstring. You did something stupid.
Yep.
Now you've got this problem, and all you got was a thanks.
Yep.
For it. It's like, it's just, while it's nice, it's not worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I get coached by Ken McClellan. And
I love Ken.
Yeah. He's one of my favorites. And I've been competing for like 7 or 8 years. And, you know, I've had to hear some of those hard answers and some of those things. And it's hard to hear as an athlete. It's hard, man. Because sometimes, like, your heart is set on, like, but I want to do this, you know? And Ken's had to tell me the same thing. And I think he's had to make some of those same decisions. And, you know, you can see as even the pros, as you guys are growing in your careers and moving forward, because I think he had to make some tough decisions just at OSG this last year. You know, and he had to pull out. I was there
and he had to pull out,
yeah. And he didn't want to, but I think he made a smart decision in doing that. And, you know, we all see that. And so it's kind of the same thing in what you're saying, like, you see that because all of his athletes are watching him, and just like with you, they're watching you. And if you would have made the decision, or he would have made the decision, like, to keep going forward, and then something crazy happened, we would have been like, oh yeah, but you did this or you did that, you know, so I can totally do this, you know? And
he's the warrior.
Yep.
I could see it in him. He wanted to fight to the death.
Oh yeah.
And keep going.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Absolutely.
I want to claw my way out. I would rather fight to the freaking death and break everything in my body than quit.
Yeah.
But when you have people watching you, you don't get to do that.
Well, and, you know, you just go back to the original question.
Smart thing. He did the smart thing.
Well, and he had already injured this the year before, I think, with his knee. And so is it worth it? is it worth not being able to walk? Is it worth,
Yeah.
you know, because even like you with your hip, you're like, oh, I should have taken care of this like maybe 20 years ago. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Fixed
but
it
you
early.
live and learn. You live and learn. And so, so what is the ultimate goal for you for Strongman? Is it World's Strongest Man?
Ultimate goal for Strongman. So I don't know how many people are listening to this know my story. I have been to the top of the Strongman world.
Yes.
You know, I was 5th 3 times in a row at World's Strongest Man finals. I have also been to the absolute depths of hell. Lost everything, lost everyone, and just lost myself. You talk about rock bottom. Well, I found what was below rock bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I clawed my way out of it. And the reason I did that, the little voice in the back of my head that helped guide me along the way, this little guy, this little bastard in the back of my head, taking notes on everything that went wrong, going,
Every
ooh,
damn
that
thing.
sucks, man. That's a bad idea. You shouldn't do that. But I'm going to let you go ahead and do it anyway. And then he's taking notes, laughing at me while I'm going through it. Anyway, he guided me through that mess. I clawed my way out of hell. And the little thought that he kept putting into my brain was, we're going to show that it can be done. And
Absolutely.
what that meant was, it didn't matter how many people knock you to the ground. It doesn't matter how hard life beats you to the ground. It doesn't matter how many people kick you while you're down there.
Yeah.
You get the fuck back up.
Absolutely.
And then you keep moving forward. And if you've got a dream, you go for that goddamn dream with every freaking thing that you've got.
Yes.
That's what I did. I kept clawing because I get kind of emotional thinking about it, because that dream meant everything to me. And that dream was to get back to World's Strongest Man, because nobody thought that it was possible. And nobody's ever done it before. Nobody's ever been to the top of the sport, crashed all the way through the depths of hell, destroyed their life the way that I destroyed my life, destroyed their body the way that I destroyed my body,
Yeah.
and then rebuilt it and gotten all the way back to the fucking top. And I did that,
Yeah.
but it wasn't enough. I want to get higher. I want to go a little farther. I believe I can make the finals. I believe I can make the podium.
Absolutely.
And now that I've got a hip that's bionic and my body feels it just, the past couple of years, I had a leg infection and it screwed my whole body up.
Okay.
Everything was just off, and I
Yeah.
couldn't recover. I couldn't get things to just work right in my body. And then when they finally started to, my hip went out. So it's like I had one thing after another.
Yeah.
But now my body's feeling good. And my hip is feeling good.
Yeah.
And that little light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger again.
It absolutely is.
And I have every freaking intention of getting to World's Strongest Man and making the final. I want to be in that stone off against somebody who's really good. And I want to beat the shit out of them.
Absolutely.
Because that's my event. I want to take that.
We are here for it, Travis. We are here for it.
I want to be in that stone off to get to the final against somebody like Tom Stoltman, and then go until I literally fucking die before I give in.
Yeah.
Because that is what I believe I can do. That's what I am here to do. I'm here to prove that no matter what the hell happens to you in life, you decide how far you want to go with it.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate goal.
Travis, man, you are such an inspiration. You are, you know, I was looking up your Instagram. I always see your posts, but you also do this Gratitude Mondays, and then even even sitting here talking to you, you have such passion and you have such drive. And I knew your story, but you know, you bring it up and, you know, have the conversation, you know, because not everyone may know it. And you did go through a lot and you did overcome. And we talked a lot today about adapting and overcome, and that's what this sport is about. But that's what life is about too, right?
It's what it's
you know,
exactly.
And you are just such an inspiration about what you're doing and the things you've overcome. And, you know, I think everyone can appreciate that. So we hope that you just keep doing what you're doing, man. We want to see the best for you, and we just want to see you. We want to see that head-to-head stone run. We want to be there for it. So, I mean, I can't wait to see that happen, because I truly believe I can see it in your eyes. Like, it's going to happen. And just the way you talk with just that passion, it will.
I
It
really
will.
appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
I would rather die than give up.
absolutely.
It's
The competitor in all of us, right? And so it's one of those things that you can't give up easily. And so it's
no, fuck no.
no. So, but I think you're a true inspiration to your athletes, to the other athletes out here, and obviously to all of us. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and just for hanging out with us today. I think everyone just eats it up. And
Well, I appreciate you having me here.
yeah, no, we truly appreciate it. And like I said, I think you're a true inspiration to the sport. So just keep doing what you're doing.
I
And
appreciate that. I just, you know, I want to practice what I preach.
yeah,
That's it. I just want to practice what I preach.
I think you are. I think you are.
Appreciate that.
Well, hey, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
All right, here we are.
So Jeff brought us on here.
I figured this was an opportunity for Tim to come out of the closet.
Well, I didn't have my headphones in. What was that?
I said this was an opportunity for Tim to come out of the closet.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Well, Kenny said I suck cocks and dicks, but that's not true. I know we probably should keep this as PG as possible, so that's as far as I'll go.
Well, is this on Bricktown still?
Yeah, this is still on Bricktown.
It's the post show.
Oh, yeah, okay. Bricktown post show, sweet.
X-rated Bricktown Showdown. Or, wait, maybe not.
So the show ended. Now we have the Kronk Indoor Disc Golf Experience night number 2. If anybody out there is still watching this, this is the 3rd year we teamed up with Kronk Disc Golf. Scotty's been a part of our gym since 2018, since we got our business license. And we kind of do this little double thing every year for the last 3 years, which is amazing.
The amount of stress he's had today.
The amount of stress he's had
Might
today.
be the last one.
I don't say that. Today took a little bit longer than we expected, but not really at the same time because we ended up running the Conans and the Hercules hold at the exact same time, so that really got us back on pace. We had some equipment failures today, but that's part of Strongman,
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's a part of the game. But like our team's freaking amazing. Something happens, we overcome it very fast. We make the changes that are necessary. Yeah, it's stressful as heck in the moment, but we overcome it every single time. And after you and me both, we're talking to all the lifters afterwards, and they had pretty much nothing but nice things to say.
No bad words. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it was a good time. These are always fun events, high stress. Bricktown especially is a little bit more stressful because, you got people fighting for money, you got people fighting for position, and it just kind of adds to that level. But level minds prevailed today, and we got the job done. And, you can't thank these lifters enough for coming out, supporting the show. Without them, these things don't exist.
Exactly.
All the really nice equipment that you see that we've had all day today wouldn't be here without lifters constantly signing up for our shows. So you can't thank them enough. After that, I don't think Jeff gets enough attention, but the behind the scenes guy that really makes this what you're watching right now happen, listening to the amount of stress he goes through. With all the damn things that happened today with the stream. The music, the announcing, there was a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes that no one really know about, and he always takes it right on the chin, keeps the thing trucking, and always makes the show look really professional. And can't say enough good words about Mr. Jeffrey over here.
I'll say the show may look professional, but behind the scenes, I am swearing like a sailor. The amount of ladies who knocked out a lot of the streaming issues today, the outlet over here, women lean against the wall.
Dude, I was wondering if somebody was unplugging something.
They literally were unplugging the sound board.
Also, your mic is very quiet.
Good.
Very, very quiet.
It's not the right mic. How about now?
That's way better. Yep, there we go.
But they unplugged us 4 times midstream.
Well, not just that, but then the main camera went down for the... You had the main camera here go down, didn't you? Did you have this main camera go down too?
It went down once, but it was when transitioning into it.
Oh, because I noticed we're on this one now, right?
Oh, they looked like they were emaciated. The colors was terrible.
Oh yeah.
So I cut them over to this one. Looked a little bit better. Still looks like trash in my mind.
I don't think it looks that bad. I think you're just beating up on yourself.
We're all far tanner than we are in real life.
But right after the show,
Blood pressure.
After thanking the lifters, thanking obviously all of our sponsors, Jeff over here just absolutely killing it. There's nothing more I can say. Beyond thanking our entire team. This team of ours has been together for almost 7 years now, about pretty much 6 years of constantly running shows. We just keep upping the game a little bit, and I think when we reach out as far as we reach out now, that's when you're going to have the random little failures that we have because it's something that we haven't done before. Like power stairs is a good example today. We knew how to run the power stairs, of course, but getting the implements back down to where they need to be is the tough part.
Definitely in a quick fashion.
Yeah, there is no quick way of getting that heavy weight. It's 500 pounds on a T-bar. There's no good way of getting that down.
I think towards the end we got it down, figured out, hey, this is the quickest way. We got it done.
Yeah. So shout out to Five Flags for helping us out with that, with the fork truck.
Sorry, competitors. Our next equipment purchase will be a forklift.
A forklift, yeah. But no, I can't say enough good things about our team. Just absolutely incredible stuff. When you look year over year at all the things we do and the level of competition that gets brought in is pretty incredible. And now we're pretty secured in a spot that's got a nice stadium seating, which is absolutely incredible. It's something we've wanted for
since the beginning, since we did our meet at your house in the driveway.
Yeah.
I had.
That was 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a dream. It's like, hey, you know what? If we actually go down this route and we start hosting meets, I want stadium seats.
I remember the first time we walked in here together. I think it might have been late 2016 after that show happened.
Yep.
Or it could have been early 2017. But I remember coming in here, checking out pricing, and it was like, oh man, we can't really handle that. We can't swing that, you know. But now we're in a position that we can do some really cool things for the lifters. I don't even know. I don't even have the words to say. Just nothing but gratitude, really.
Yeah. Huge thanks to both of you guys for putting up with me and.
We all put up with each other, brother. What are you saying? we're all a bunch of pricks here.
We're brothers. True down to the bone. We're brothers. Yeah, we've got different last names except for you two.
True.
But I mean, I know. I wonder what. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all brothers in this, and it shows. I mean, we fight just like anybody else, but shit, I wouldn't run a show with anybody else.
No, this is fantastic. Absolutely love it. We're only, I say it every time. This is just the beginning. We're not even looking at even close to slowing down.
Now, I don't know if you know this. We had a World's Strongest Man competitor compete today.
Who would that be?
Stan.
That was my guess, but I didn't know.
Yep, Stan, I don't know the exact year. Somebody looked him up. He has been to the qualifier for World's Strongest Man. I got some insight from Travis.
Well, dude, the way he put up that 400-pound log.
Cake.
I was like, that's it? We're not going to... Can we give him a fourth? I mean, he could have... He was what, the 308 class is what he weighed in at. I want to say the 308 record is 425, I think.
Which he could have put up today.
I believe he could have gotten that, yeah. I didn't realize the super heavy was 450. I thought it was lower than that, but... Yeah,
that's an impressive log.
We got really close to some national records today. I was hoping to see some fall. Unfortunately, they didn't. But, hey, there's next Bricktown, too, you know. Next year, I already asked Rachel. She's already going to be on the stream again next year. Hopefully we can get TJ back. I know he had some stuff going on, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get her and TJ back on. Will be incredible. They did a knockout, bang-out job last year. I'm really looking forward to going back and watching this stream this year and seeing Rachel and Lakin on.
I will say they somehow made the hour, two or so that they had a comment on just Hercules hold because like the Conan's wheel was getting set up, getting tweaked. They somehow didn't make it feel repetitive or drawn out to comment upon the Hercules. Because like what you talk about, like beyond maybe a grip change, foot placement. After that, you're kind of out of options to talk about. Right. And they got through it, and it was actually enjoyable to hear. And
sweet. Really looking forward to looking back and watching it. I remember after last year's Bricktown, I watched that live stream probably 3 or 4 times within a couple of weeks, and I was just totally impressed. And I wish we could have gotten the 2 pros on a little bit earlier in the show, but dude, everyone was working this whole thing. It was all hands on deck all day long to wrap this up before Scotty's indoor tonight. And just to wrap it up at a reasonable time.
Yep.
Like, when we started at 10, we were like, okay, if we're done by 4 or 5 at the latest, cool. And we got done at 4:30, so.
Not bad at all.
We nailed it right on the hammer there. We
hammered the nail.
We hammered the nail.
Right on the head.
Right on the head. There we go. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, most definitely next year we'll have past winners if they want to get on. We might actually even have somewhat of a schedule.
Schedule? What
mind
breaks,
blown.
bud.
What is a schedule?
Well, I do have notes, so.
Yeah, I took a couple notes today as well. But yeah,
And anyone that's wondering where the first attempt and a half of log press is, ask YouTube, because I don't fucking know.
Yeah, YouTube wasn't being very friendly today to get us on the live. We had all the equipment set up for it.
We ran it last night, no issues.
We had full internet connection. And
it just kept denying it.
It just denied the live constantly, so I don't know what the comments look like on the live at all.
Where's the live? Is it delayed?
I think Ben was hopping on the comment section trying to update people, which that's good. And then I remember I think we just started the second attempts when it fired up, or just after that.
Yeah.
So
I just had to rebuild the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like all the screens and everything?
No, the screens I was able to reuse because that's a separate program.
Oh.
I just had to rebuild the whole live stream. But the problem is, we finished the first flight so damn fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time I went live, we were in seconds.
Jeff, would you want to go get some shot tower?
Yes.
Before we sign off, our next meet is in May.
May the 4th.
Be with you.
Yes. And also with you.
Thank you.
Down at Seven Hills.
Seven Hills.
So
Brewery.
Seven Hills Brewery, Dubuque. Our next meet, Monsters of the Mississippi.
Yep.
After that, we've got some
Is
pretty...
this our 4th or 5th Monsters?
5th or 6th.
Somewhere in there. Well, we had the one gap year because of COVID. So I think it might be 5th.
COVID what?
Yeah.
But look at the pace we're moving at. We're going to have COVID-23 this year.
Hey-o.
Or 24.
Let's go. Thanks, government. But not to get political.
China.
Anyways,
we're going to log off here and get some food. I want to thank all you, the viewers. Obviously, there's 2 of you now?
4.
There's 4?
Oh, shit.
Oh, the live stream was popular. They had 84 watchers. Whoever the 5. Oh, wow.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Let's keep
To the
it
moon.
going.
If we get 10, me and Kenny will go shirtless.
Yeah, if we get 10 people on, I'll go shirtless right now.
All right. 10 people.
No, that does not
Kenny's
count.
going naked.
That does not count. That is cheating.
Oh, I should have kept that one for this.
What's that?
The breaking news.
No.
Breaking news.
But anyway.
Something about Kenny and hit the button to sign off.
All right, let's sign out.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're all going to get some food today. So
yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to another year of the Bricktown Showdown. And we'll see you next year for Bricktown Showdown number 4. Out.
See you later.